Hello everybody, welcome to my crazy idea. If you're here, then you're either just super curious, or you were meant to be here, or both. So let's get started. First, let me briefly go over what this is and what this ain't. This is an idea just thrown in your general direction. What this ain't is me attempting to persuade anybody of anything. In fact, I couldn't persuade you of this. It's either gonna hit you and resonate hard, or it's not. So it's literally me throwing a big net at a bunch of people I think might be interested in order to catch the very small number of fish that I think will be interested. And this is the slide where I tell you things you already know. Everybody has this sense that we're doing things wrong. Society's just got it wrong, right? The burnout, the stress, the jobs we don't like, even fully intact nuclear families are just burning themselves out. So what is going on here? What's going on is that we're playing this game completely different than most of human existence on this planet. We used to live together in tribes, right? We used to share pretty much everything, and we worked together as a group on everything. And this wasn't because we were better people, right? This was just the best way to survive and thrive. And when I say most of our existence, that's exactly what I mean. We've only been doing this whole farming agriculture thing for about 10, 12,000 years, which sounds like a lot, right? But we've been on this planet in this form about 300,000 years. So we've been hunter-gatherers 97% of the time on this planet. So we are living in a very, very different society than what our brains evolved in. We spent most of that time in that communal setting. See, there's something we've known for a very long time. With humans, when we are in groups, we do better. You can take one person, even if they're doing something solo, like rock climbing. You add a couple people there to boost him up, he does better at rock climbing. Everything gets easier in groups. Or as the Irish like to say, two makes the road shorter, right? This magical thing even happens in parenting. Parents bring their kids to a play date. Now, same number of kids to parent ratio, but things get easier. Now, society has known this. They've been leveraging this for ages. This is why they put us in groups. They put us in companies. They put us in armies, right? They know the power of groups. But what if we took this leveraging power back and we started using it for ourselves instead? So there's kind of this logical conclusion to all of this. Form a community. So this is the idea. And it's probably the oldest idea in the books. I'm just reviving it. What if we actually built something together? Could be an eco-village. Could be a co-op, could be co-housing, could go full-blown commune, could be something else entirely, something new. Here's an example right in Buffalo. This is Nickel City Co-op. Big house, rent is cheap, your rent goes towards mortgage, food, take turns cooking, and you form a community. Just one option. I recently heard about these things called pod shares that are pretty popular in California. Kind of looks like a college dorm setup. If you look up rent on these things, it's like $50 because they have lots of people in on them. And there's the tiny home villages that are kind of popping up everywhere. I like this idea of like a central, that could be like your kitchen, an area where the kids can play, and everybody has their own private residence where they sleep. Green Homes is a company based out of Florida, and they build these kind of cool far out homes that are a bit more eco-friendly. They have the earth berm on top that helps insulate the house. I've never seen one built in New York State, but that doesn't mean it's not possible. All right, the last example I give, I can talk forever about, so I'll try not to. But earthships are kind of my favorite. And it's like a dream of mine to build one of these bad boys. Now, these are made from mostly recycled materials. If you can look here, you could actually see these little bumps. Those are tires filled with dirt, so they become this indestructible brick that's covered in concrete. The windows here are slanted. You can see that. That's to capture all the winter sunlight. Because the sun is a bit lower in the winter, all that sunlight goes right through and it hits this thermal mass mound of tires that are your indestructible walls. And it soaks up that heat and then it releases it when it's colder at nighttime. This thing is run electrically by solar panels. You have a giant cistern on top that collects all the water. Your water is actually used up to three or four times before it ends up going back to the earth. These things are amazing. They are more ideal in hotter climates. That's what they were designed for, but I've seen them done In colder climates, you just have to make some kind of adjustments. This would be amazing to do. Obviously you need some land, and then you just start going to town. But yeah, most extreme example, but also my favorite. So my main intentions with this, and these are called intentional communities for a reason, maximizing freedom. If I could do that for all of us who are in on this, then I've accomplished my goal. Maximizing freedom, increasing personal time. Time is our most precious commodity, and it's being stolen from us every day by our jobs, by all the things that we have to do that we usually would have help with. Lowering financial stress if I can get us a little bit off that rat race that we're constantly on. Overall stress. And then lastly, my dream is to replicate this, right? To show people they can do this too. And then you just start this domino effect of giving people back their lives. Now I think I'm pretty realistic about what the limiting factors are with this. First of all, it's the number of people interested. Again, I know this is not going to be for most people, but I'm reaching through the ether for those people that have been waiting for this call. The number of people interested is going to determine the amount of funding and resources we have. Obviously, the more land or the more startup money we have, the bigger this idea could get. Now, the group's ratio of fear versus courage is huge. Now, I've only just recently tipped over that ratio where the courage has outweighed the fear, because I've been talking about this for a decade, But it's going to come down to the group's ratio of fear versus courage. How much is the group willing to try and face those fears? How much courage do we have? And lastly, our imaginations and social conditionings. Now, these two go together, man. The stronger your social conditionings, the tighter and more restricted your imaginations, what you think is possible. Let's talk about this last one for a minute, though, because it's important. We've been taught our entire lives, especially in this Western culture. All right, worry about yourself. You be successful all on your own or your little family, as long as you guys are successful, right? Stay in your bubble. Don't worry about everybody else. Just worry about your success. You climb the ladder all by yourself, and that will make you happy. We've been inundated with this our entire lives. I mean, the ego was born when we learned the words me, my, and I, and it's just not working, right? It's caused so many problems. So what if we did things differently? Right? What if we did our independence while in a tribe? So that's it, man. I know people are going to come in at all different places. Maybe you're like, great idea, but just not for me, or maybe not for me right now. Maybe you like the idea, but you're curious to see if it's actually going to take place. Hey, me too. Maybe you're just interested in a room if I create some kind of co-op pod share thing. And maybe you're just in it, man. Maybe this message really was for you right now at this time in your life. No matter where you come in at, there's somewhere you can help. If you're really in, we need to talk, and relatively soon, I'd hope. You could always give support financially, intellectually if you got cool ideas, even just your energy about the project, and any resources that we might need. If your grandpa's got 100 acres and he never uses 10 of it, hey, talk to me. Maybe if we go Earthship style, you want to just volunteer your help and to build one of those. At the very least, you can spread the word to people you think would be interested. You really don't know who might be just waiting for this. So you can contact me here at my email. You can shoot me a Facebook message. You can give me a call. If you're watching this video, you know me or you know somebody who knows me. So I don't mind a phone call. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. I really appreciate it. Hope to hear from you.